This is Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, The Fallen. Okay, this figure, first impression, I wasn't too impressed. I wasn't sure I was gonna like it. Now, I saw him in packaging and I got him because he looked great inside the box. He was in bot mode, robot mode inside the box, and he looked great. Um, as you open him up and you play with him and you transform him, you get to see a lot of fantastic things about this figure, and at the same time you get to see a lot of annoying bits on him. So, uh, first off, let me start with something positive. This figure is incredibly detailed. I mean, just look at him. He has a, I don't know if the camera is getting it clearly, but he has like it's a mix between a uh, dark green, army green, and gray type of color. You get a lot of orange highlights, and he looks like a dark seaweed kind of color. Offhand, I've seen pictures of him, and my first impression, he was like a space cockroach. I mean, a huge space cockroach. But the more you look at him, the more he grows on you, the more he looks more like he's a cross between an alien and a predator. Um, if you know what I'm saying, like an ancient Megatron. And after a while, he grows on you. Okay, so great detail, uh, a fantastic piece of work that the designers did on this figure. Okay, let me say something a little bit negative on this figure, because some of the frustrating things about it that I saw in him was posing him. From the torso up, he's just great. The arms are just great. The arms are super posable. Hinge joints everywhere, double jointed elbows. Uh, Arms go in and out. They rotate 360. Their wrists go rotate and they bend. He's got upper torso articulation. The upper torso rotates. The hips don't move. The only bad thing about the upper torso is the head. The head does not move at all, except move up and down because of his special gimmick. From the waist down, you get great articulation on the hips, ratchet joints here that move 360. They swivel backward and forward, and they move slightly in and out. I don't want to touch him. I don't want to demonstrate how the articulation goes, because it's difficult to stand him up, and you're gonna see why. Because out here, he's got knee joints that move forward and backward, but this last piece of joint, the foot joint, it doesn't move forward and backward. It rotates 360, so you can't move it. And just posing this figure, I've been popping this joint out dozens of times, so you can only rotate it and rotate and rotate. Oh, the knee also rotates 360. So he's always in a bent leg position. You cannot straighten his leg, because this piece right here, last piece, is always in a bent position. But other than that, I mean, going beyond that, this is an incredible figure. He's not a spectacular figure, but he's not a terrible figure. He's not average. He's above average in my case. So, robot mode, he gets an 8 out of 10 for me. Just give you a 360 of the figure. It's just amazing. And this is what really gives me the impression that he's a space cockroach. Look at that tail. I mean, it's the nose cone cockpit of his jet mode. But if you put it down, it looks like a space cockroach because of that. I mean, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings about this figure. I mean, if you're a big fan of this figure, that's all well and good, because I'm a big fan as well. I mean, just look at him. He is so menacing and ominous looking. This guy's badass. And from the spoilers that I've heard, okay, just turn off the volume. They say he's like Emperor to Darth Vader, and Darth Vader's Megatron. He's the Emperor. That's what they say. Okay, sorry about that if I spoiled anything for anybody. But it's just a fantastic figure once you get him posed in the correct way. So like, even the feet remind you of an insect. So yeah, he's very good. 8 out of 10 for me. Slowly becoming a 9 out of 10, but right now he's an 8. Very nice. Okay, let me just get him out of this pose and stand him up upright so you get to see his actual height. Okay, straighten up his legs. Here's what I'm saying. This thing just moves this way. They just rotate. They don't really bend in and out. So he's always in this crouched position with his feet. Only the upper torso moves. So you get an impression that he has high waist. He's a high-waisted figure, but he's not. The waist is right here, and this is just upper torso. And this is like the this is where you connect the hands to, which I will show you later. Or now. Oops. There you go. Pop-offs everywhere. Okay. What's nice about him is you can position his hands this way and this way so that he's not just it's not that he can move his forearms. He can move his forearms up, and yet his hands don't have to be palm up. So his hands can be in the normal position, which is what I really like about his arms. So it's great. Okay, these peg in here like so, but it just doesn't allow it to move. So I really don't want to do that. I'd like to display him, if ever, without pegging it in. Okay, final thing in robot mode, he has a battle mode, which I don't know if it's a battle mode or what. You expose his flames. Move the forearms down. Move the flames up on his shoulders, if you can. Right. There you go. And then you pop his head. There's a little bit of a automorph right here. There you go. It's like a animated slag with all his flames. His Mecha Live gimmick is, I think, this one. His knees, they move. That's about it. Okay, on to his transformation into jet mode. Let's try and do this very quickly because we're running out of time. Okay, close everything. Okay, and it looks difficult at first, but it's actually quite simple. So, what do you want to do? You want to turn around, put the nose cone down. Okay. And you want to flip the feet inward like so, and then flip everything outward. Okay, like so. Okay, and then you want to rotate the upper torso, cover up his face just like the Megatron leader class, and then fold the spikes. Okay, and then you raise everything up. I'm sorry. And then there are tabs here that tab onto these holes, like so. Yep. Okay, and then just adjust the head. Okay, and we'll leave it at that for now. And then raise the legs, and the legs tab in here. There are holes on his shins that tab onto these pegs. There you go. Same thing here. And those are his wings. And lastly, you want to do the thrusters. There's a tab here that pegs into that hole. Okay, and the arms, you just do whatever you want to do with the hands, like so. Okay, and then tab it in. Very simple, intricate, yet simplistic once you get the hang of it. And then lower the landing gear. And there is the Fallen in his Cybertronian jet mode. You know, pictures didn't do it justice. I thought the pictures were like crap. But once you transform him, he's actually pretty awesome. A very interesting alien ship. I mean, with the tilted nose cone, and the clearance is just right. Just a hair from the landing gear. And you can't stand him, and he's elevated. Nothing touches the ground. There's a little bit of kibble issue right here. These two arm restraints don't really go anywhere. They just sit up there or sit down, or I think I like to put him up so that I can see the orange detail. The face mask at least covers the face very well, the head very well. And these two other pegs that peg into these, they just form sort of pseudo wing tips. That's about it. I mean, other than that, I'm actually quite impressed with this jet mode. So all in all, it's a 7. You know, I'll still give it an 8 out of 10 in jet mode as well. So 8 out of 10 is not bad. he's pretty good. So I say go pick him up. Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen, The Fallen.